I'd go in a room with Putin.
You would go in a room?
I would, yeah, 1,000%. I'd get a that's right out of him.
That's right. Well, first you would give him a that's right, probably.
Getting and giving. See that, and here's the issue that trips everybody up in negotiation. The difference between hearing and speaking, the same words are vastly different. And what I'm looking for is the responses I'm getting out of you. Because if you can't, first, that's right, especially, like if you can't appreciate what that really means, hearing it is unsatisfying.
So those two words are really important to you. You talk about this in your book.
Yeah.
What does that's right mean? Why is it important?
Well, it means that what you just heard you think is unequivocally the truth. Like it's dead on. It hit the target. It's a bullseye. And there's been a topic of discussion, especially between my son and I, a lot. Like what happens? This oxytocin bonding moment. And his contention has always been like Donald Trump is the poster child of what it means, because Donald Trump's addressing an audience, he's in a debate with Hillary or he's giving a speech someplace. And when the people that are devoted to him, when they believe that what he's just said is completely right, it's insightful, they look at him or they look at the TV and they go, that's right. And it's what people say when they're bought into what they just heard. Now, if you're not convinced of the way that Donald Trump's followers are bonded to him, and he also, just like this, in my view, destroys the idea of common ground. Because when he first started to run for president, the pundits all said, he's a New Yorker. Nobody in the Republican Party is going to like him. It's middle America. It's blue collar. It's regular common folks, factory workers. They're not going to like Trump because he's from New York and he went to Wharton. He's an Ivy Leaguer and he's a son of a wealthy real estate mogul and he had $1 million handed to him when he got out of college. He's born with a silver spoon in his mouth. The rank and file Republicans are never going to accept this guy based on common ground. Look how smart that was.
Do you think he's a good negotiator? Do you think Donald Trump is a good negotiator?
No. I think he's a great marketer. If you look at his negotiation track record, all right, so I started following Donald Trump in the 80s when I was in New York. I'm a last century guy. He's a last century guy. We've got mutual acquaintances. The minister that married him to Mahler Maples was a friend of mine, close friend of mine. And in 1998, I threw a fundraiser in his apartment at Trump Tower that he attended. So no shortage of mutual friends. We went to the same church. Still have mutual acquaintances, friends. And I've watched his track record, negotiation history, which is exactly his track record with North Korea. Where are we with North Korea? What was the deal that he made with North Korea? See, your answer is the same as everybody else's. Well, I remember it started out with a lot of fanfare.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened because nothing ever happens.
It's more public fanfare, so marketing-minded presentation.
Starts out with a bang. If he doesn't cut the deal in a really short period of time, he moves on. And everybody wonders what happened because there was so much fanfare at the beginning. Now, at the beginning, him even opening that dialogue with North Korea was masterful. Like I was such a fan when you got a president of the United States that is willing to sit down and talk with a leader of another nation when every other president, all their advisors are saying, the leader of North Korea is beneath you. You cannot dignify him by responding to him directly. And consequently, the Trump administration inherits a can of worms that has been simmering for 30 years. He didn't get us into that. And he opened up a dialogue where nobody else was capable of opening a dialogue. And then it just went away. Nobody knows what happened. And there was no deal made. Now, great negotiators make deals.
What do you think about these accusations that he's a narcissist? If you're a narcissist, does that help you or hurt you?
Is there a more popular term these days than narcissist? Everybody's a narcissist.
Everybody you don't like is a narcissist.
Like the homeless guy down on the corner. He's a narcissist. That's why he's there.
Yeah. It's lost meaning for you a little bit?
Yeah. First of all, most psychological terms, as a hostage negotiator, and really, we were never into psychology. And we steered away from it because psychology, at best, is a soft science. If it's not informed these days, if it's not informed by real studies or neuroscience, the guys that I'm impressed with these days, psychologists, neuroscientists. Now I'm interested in that guy or gal. But then psychology convention. Do you get them all together and they all agree?
No. But also the interesting thing about psychology is each individual person is way more complicated than the category psychology tries to create. And there's something about the human brain. The moment you classify somebody as a narcissist or depressed or bipolar or insane in any kind of way, for some reason you give yourself a convenient excuse not to see them as a complicated human being, to empathize with them. I had that when I was talking to, I did an interview with Kanye West, and then there's a lot of popular opinions about him being mentally unwell and so on.
Right.
And I felt that kind of way of thinking is a very convenient way of thinking, to ignore the fact that he's a human being that, again, wants to be understood and heard. And that's the only way you can have that conversation.
Yeah, I agree completely. That's right. I feel so close to you now.